What's going on, people? It's your boy Leon Maz from Leon Talks TV, back at it again. So today's going to be an interesting one topic. Could be controversial, maybe not, maybe it is. But I wanted to talk about something. So one thing that I've come to realize when it comes to the manosphere and the red pill culture, so to speak, is that they do receive a lot of criticism. And I can understand it coming from women because of some of their messages can come across as very harsh, very blunt, very direct. But something I've kind of noticed online, whether it's on the blogs or it's reaction videos or it's certain influencers that have gone on to denounce certain red pill content creators, Myron to be exact, is that there's a lot of guys out there, especially on social media platforms, who are denouncing them and others in that kind of space. Don't get me wrong, I know they can be a bit much sometimes. They do things to an extreme. But sometimes it makes me wonder, do these guys generally dislike these guys, people like Myron Gaines? Do they criticize them because what they stand for or their message? Or is it just more safer to do so from a business perspective, or sorry to say, in more of a pandering perspective? Because you probably don't want to be the one to align yourself or co-sign people like Myron Gaines because you don't want to look bad in front of women. Because when you really look at the things they talk about, they focus on male issues, male struggles, so to speak, right? And if we're discussing male issues, especially in the modern day, I'm sure all men can relate to what they're saying. I mean, you might not agree with everything. Like in life, we're not always going to agree with everybody with what they stand for, right? We might agree with certain things. But in regards to people like Myron Gaines, to go out your way and outright say, oh, I don't mess with them, their message is bad and they're bad for the young men, it just makes me wonder, you can't really say you hate or despise them 100% or shame other men because they listen to them. Because, you know, you see certain messages like, is this your king? Is this your leader? Things along those lines, right? So you can't literally say you hate 100% all his messages. Yes, his delivery at times can be questionable, and maybe I understand it if you think they are a bit like Jerry Springer in terms of how they conduct their show. But at the end of the day, when you really think about it, we're living in a social media era where everybody is trying to gain attention. You have a lot of people resorting to extreme behavior to get noticed because of everyone is fighting for attention. Everyone on this earth can go out and create a platform like YouTube or Instagram and try to make a business out of it. So it's literally survival of the fittest when it comes to getting clout. Me personally, I wouldn't go down that road, just not in my nature. But in that sense, I can understand that it's all about entertainment. I can separate entertainment from reality. And I just wanted to make a video to dive in deeper into why men have a dislike for people like Fresh and Fit, or even someone like the Top G himself. Just out of curiosity, really, because if they are any thoughts, please leave a comment because I would like to know. I just wanted to delve into this, talk about it a bit more, because a lot of the times I see a lot of content creators that are similar in content when it comes to like the Fresh and Fit, but they would denounce people like Fresh and Fit and say, oh, I don't associate myself with them. But everyone has the same kind of goal, and that's to self-improve men, to help men get better in the dating market and for them to garner more dating opportunities. And not only that, but to self-improve, get fit, get in the gym, become better with women, become better at speaking, communicating, and just overall building masculinity. Everyone has the same goal. Some people may not have the best, some people may have different strategies in how they do it, but everyone has the same end goal. So it always kind of confuses me as how one person can criticize or don't attach them, but it's like, it's just weird, you know? You see, I feel like a lot of the time, Fresh and Fit receive harsh criticism from many guys, whether in the public or on social media. A lot of influencers who don't agree with their messages are very critical of Fresh and Fit, especially Myron or people like Mr. Tate. But my point is that I believe people like Myron from Fresh and Fit, sorry to say, are a necessary evil. You might not agree with their message or delivery, but I feel like they are needed to an extent. You see, a lot of people who criticize someone like Myron do so because he isn't addressing those specific individuals who are criticizing him. Clearly, those people don't need to hear the message. They're probably doing all right in life, especially with women. And they see no need to be that extreme when it comes to pursuing women, right? But here's the thing. But I feel like the reason I say some people like Myron are needed is that he's necessary for those who don't have an abundance mindset. He's talking to the guys who are, so to speak, simps. The nice guys who always end up last. As the saying goes, the nice guys always finish last. You know, the guys who pay for feet pictures on OnlyFans, the guys who don't get any sort of attention from women, the ones who are being financially finessed by women, and the guys who are being emasculated by their women. I feel that these people are needed for those type of individuals. You have to remember, a lot of guys don't know the game. They don't know how to be around women. They don't know what it means for a woman to show interest. They don't know what it means for a woman to genuinely have a burning desire for you, genuinely likes you. So for the people who criticize them, I feel like that message is not for you. It's for others who need to hear it. Sometimes I'm not going to sit here and say that their approach and delivery aren't harsh at times, or they don't do things for clickbait or to go viral. 100%, I don't agree with everything they say. Like, certain things can seem like an attack on certain individuals or certain demographics. I get that. But I feel like those people need to see the harsh reality of the darker side of certain women. Not all women, let's make that clear, because there are women with red flags and there are women with green flags, and vice versa. But a lot of men don't know their self-worth because with women, they are taught their self-worth from the beginning. Men are not really told about their self-worth. You might get certain individuals that are told their self-worth, depending on who raised them and how their upbringing was. You see, men are told that women are the prize from an early age, whether it's from their mothers, women in their family, pop culture, social media, TV growing up, or society as a whole. They have always been told that they have to be the ones chasing and that they have to put women on a pedestal. But what they don't tell you, when a woman truly likes you, she'll make it very, very clear she likes you. Like, for example, I saw a girl on TikTok and she was shaming men, saying that men are sassy because men don't want to chase women anymore, and that men should always be the one chasing women because that's what a man should supposed to do, and women should never chase a man or let it be known that they like men. Men should prove their worth. And the funny thing is, lo and behold, there's a TikTok video of a guy singing some song, and she goes into the comments and she's like, with love heart emojis, talking about, oh my days, I would risk everything for this guy. And I'm like, what the heck? And this is what I'm saying, like, this is why phrases like, don't listen to her words, but always watch her actions exist. And this is like such a kind of, sorry to say, Manosphere phrase. And growing up, if a man would have heard what she was saying about all men should chase women, and that should be the minimum bar, right? A man's gonna, a young boy or a young man is gonna hear that, and he's gonna think to himself, oh my days, I need to be persistent. I need to be persistent. I need to keep chasing that. I can't take no for an answer. I need to just keep going at it. And then that's how men will end up getting the label creepy. Oh, he's so creepy. He just doesn't get the hit. He just doesn't want to give up. And this is what happens. But really and truly, that's the thing. This is what men need to learn, that when a girl likes you, she's going to make it known she likes you. And certain things like this is why men need to be taught certain things. Now, not all men don't need to hear these because they already know the game. And that's the point, right? So here's the thing. People never ask why figures like Myron exist and why he is so popular. That's something people have to ask themselves. I would say one big reason, though, for all this Manosphere talk is that they are counter-attacking, or better yet, they are just anti-feminist, fighting back against the misandrist movement. They constantly hear phrases like, men are trash, we don't need men, men aren't ish, and men are all dogs. It's understandable why they feel the need to respond. Years of hearing this being constantly driven in pop culture, whether it was talk shows like the early 90s shows like the Ricky Lake shows and the Sally Jesse Raphael, or whatever talk shows or films in the 90s throughout the 2000s. So you can imagine. So it's only now that men are starting to speak up, and even then when they do speak up, it's like on one hand they say that men should speak up and be more expressive, but when men do speak up and are more expressive, they're being called sassy. They're being called, oh, men should take away their mics from the podcast, take away podcast need licenses and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a conflicting issue, because what should it be? Should it be should men talk and express themselves, or should men just keep quiet and just hold in their feelings? So these are all things to consider. So the criticism directed at figures like Myron from Fresh Fit often stems from a misunderstanding of their intended audience and their purpose behind the message. While their delivery may be provocative and their approach controversial, they address issues that resonates with many men who feel lost or undervalued in today's dating landscape. These discussions are essential, especially in a culture that often prioritizes female perspective and can overlook the struggles men face. Recognizing the need for these conversations allows for a more balanced dialogue about relationships, self-worth, and the dynamics at play between the genders. It's crucial to separate the exaggeration from the underlying message that aim to empower and educate. Ultimately, understanding these complexities can help foster healthier relationships and promote a more constructive dialogue around modern day masculinity.